Okay, so we got to talk about Stephen A. Smith and his daughter possibly accidentally leaking something that Stephen A. Smith probably didn't want getting out there, man. Which she even said in the clip, probably shouldn't be saying this and I'm probably going to get clipped. So let me kind of put everything into context before I get into that. Remember, guys, Stephen A. Smith just had a new recent interview on Gills Arena platform, right? And remember the last time he was there, that's when everything happened between him and LeBron James, as you guys can see in the video footage right here. LeBron James confronting Stephen A. Smith. And then Stephen A. Smith did like this little tour run talking about the moment. He went everywhere. I'm talking about even news platforms talking about that situation. So Stephen A. Smith couldn't stop talking about it. LeBron James clapped back at Stephen A. Smith live on the Pat McAfee show. That's where he made fun of Stephen A. Smith, right?
Hears me talking about him again. Oh my God. He's going to get home and grab some ice cream out of the fucking freezer and sit in his chair and his tighty whities on the couch.
I hope you...
So Stephen A. Smith went on his podcast, addressed that briefly, saying that, he's just going to leave it alone, that he and LeBron just don't F with each other. And he said it plain and simple like that. We haven't seen anything from Stephen A. Smith or LeBron James talking about each other or anything like that, right? So which brings us to his most recent interview on Gills Arena. They asked him, to follow up with that, like, yo, what's going on with you and LeBron? Did you guys make amends or anything behind the scenes? Let's check out this clip right here.
So when you were in the arena earlier this year, talked about a situation with you and Bron in regard to some comments you made about him and Bronny.
Yep.
You spoke at length about it.
Yep.
Bron went on Pat McAfee's show, also addressed the situation. But I got to know now as it stands, what's the situation with you and LeBron and what's the relationship like?
There's no situation, there's no relationship. He doesn't like me and I don't like him.
Still, can we mediate? Can we increase the
There's
fee?
nobody that can mediate.
Okay.
It's okay. I would tell you that what I won't do is spend time the one thing that I would like to say is that I don't talk about him unless I'm asked. Now, some people say, well, why are you talking about him? Because I was asked. And this is what I do for a living. So how the hell am I going to get away with saying no comment? That doesn't work coming from Stephen A. It might work coming from somebody else. It doesn't work coming from me. But I have no desire to talk about him at all. But that's the basketball player, not the man. And all I would say is people don't know the things that have happened behind the scenes, things that have been said, who they've been said to, the kind of things that have been engaged in an effort to hurt me, along with contemporaries and others. There's a lot of shit that I know that I don't say. And there's a reason that I feel the way that I do. And the last straw was him approaching me and turning the Bronny thing into something about me attacking somebody's family when it was him I was talking about, not Bronny.
Okay, so that's what Stephen A. Smith said. People were kind of like, yo, it has to be something more deep than what Stephen A. Smith is saying for him and LeBron not to have a relationship. Like, it can't be basketball related. So which brings us to the moment with his daughter on his podcast show. So his daughter was roasting him on his podcast show. Then they started asking fan questions. And then one of the fan questions popped up, as you guys can see right here in this picture. It said that, do you hate LeBron James? And so his daughter took over. He answered the question. He was like, I think I'm going to get clipped for this. And I probably shouldn't be saying this. And then she had revealed something that I want you guys to pay close attention to. Let's check out this clip right here, guys. And if you can, be sure to hit that like button. That really does help support my YouTube channel. I really do appreciate that.
I got to tread carefully here. I went to a Cavaliers game against Golden State. Great player. I'm just going to leave it there. But guys, I have to tell you guys, and I don't think he'll see this because, like, why would he? I remember Bryce James, right? He's a great player, right? And there's Bronny too, but I remember I used to have the biggest crush on Bryce James like a year ago. So it was really awkward when there was like a lot of beef just between Bryce and I. He doesn't know who I am. That was difficult for me, to deal with.
What?
I'm joking.
You better be.
Yeah.
You better be.
He has a girlfriend now. Her name's Sadie. She's gorgeous. Next question. And
I don't hate anybody, just for the record.
My dad's he's not a hater, you guys. I'm just going to leave it there. But, like, some things are better left unsaid. He says enough.
Okay, so there's two things to take away from that. She said that she had went to one of the finals games with the Cavs and the Warriors. and she almost slipped up and said like something happened at the game. And I don't know if it was with LeBron or maybe it was with LeBron James' family. And then she kind of caught herself and then just was like, oh, well, I have a crush on Bryce James. So now I'm wondering, okay, did something happen between her and Bryce James or Ronnie? I don't know. Who knows? And I'm not saying anything weird. I'm just saying maybe possibly yelling at her, didn't know who she was, or maybe mistreated her rudely, or maybe they did have like a possible friendship, her and Bryce James, that we don't know about, and somehow that went sour. And that's, why Stephen A. Smith has this personal vendetta against LeBron James, because it just seems personal. And, Stephen A. Smith does not want to admit that, because he used to lie about the Kyrie beef and saying, it's not personal. Remember, Jay Will had checked him live on ESPN about that.
About Kyrie, or is this personal?
It seems personal.
I don't want it to be personal.
What seems personal?
So.
It seems personal for you.
For me with Kyrie?
Yes.
You
1,000,000%.
You of all people with all the interest you have got the nerve to sit here on national television and tell me I'm getting personal with a player? I don't lose no sleep.
I didn't say you lose sleep.
I don't lose any sleep over
I didn't say
Kyrie.
you lose sleep.
And Stephen A. Smith was trying to say, oh, it's not personal. It's not personal. But then he later come out a couple of years after that on a podcast saying, he and Kyrie beef was personal, that, even his dad had to step to him, and it just got real behind the scenes between him and Kyrie.
Yeah, man.
Because the NBA, is cooking currently.
Yeah.
Kyrie Irving gets traded out of Brooklyn to Dallas. They get a big win last night. He's leading scorer, I believe. Luka was out, so they're able to kind of maybe one and change. And you obviously cut a promo on Kyrie, and the world reacts to it. How do you see that all going in the future with you and Kyrie? What do you think? Like, he wins? Do you ever see you coming full?
Kyrie, listen, here's the deal.
Just your coverage of him.
Here's the deal. It doesn't matter how I feel about you. I'm always going to be fair, and I'm always going to be objective. You ain't worth my paper. So my attitude is that even if I don't like your ass, I'm still going to be fair. Now, me and Kyrie have our differences that I don't think will ever be settled. He knows why. It's personal. I'm not going to say why. But you can't pay him more than 1 year at a time, because you can't trust that he's going to show up to work. Literally, over the last 3 years in Brooklyn, you literally walk through the loading dock area at times, if you were a reporter, to see if he would get off the bus. Because of that, you can't invest in him long term, because he made those decisions because he didn't have to worry about his bag.
Gotcha.
But now he's in the final year of his deal.
Those things are all true, what you just said there? Just like, hey, I don't want to play today, I'm not going to play today. And that's been documented and everything?
Absolutely. I mean, at one time, he was literally taking players. After Steve Nash, the former coach, would conduct the practice, he would go and take players out of the locker room and bring them back on the basketball court to talk about what plays they should run.
So obviously, Stephen A. Smith was letting his personal feelings that he had with Kyrie and everything that was happening behind the scenes personally get to him, which is why he was sitting here demanding that Kyrie Irving should retire and stuff like that.
I would never give him a long-term contract again. He cannot be trusted. I'm going to be calm when I say this, Key. We are witnessing one of the most delusional athletes in American history. He's lost.
Do you think that Kyrie is worth all of this drama?
No, he's not. He's not worth it at all. A matter of fact, let me say this straight up and down. I think Kyrie Irving should retire. I think he should announce his retirement today.
So to me, man, I just want to put this video together, just point out the fact that, maybe this LeBron James, Stephen A. Smith thing, Stephen A. Smith and it's a little bit more personal that we don't know about. But yeah, man, that's it for today's video, guys. I would like for you guys to share your thoughts about today's video, man. This is like a little thought that I had when I had watched that clip of Stephen A. Smith's daughter roasting him, and then they had answered that question. I'm like, okay, hold on. Maybe we got something here with this LeBron James, Stephen A. Smith thing. So yeah, man, I just want to put those two together, man. Y'all get in the comment section down below. Love to hear your thoughts about today's video. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. Catch you guys on the next one, and we out, guys. Peace.